Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the DST or Diamond Select Toys Tactical John Wick figure from John Wick Chapter 2. Now this is not the first John Wick figure that DST has made. They made one for the first film, and it's kind of surprising they made one for the second film so many years after the film's release, but John Wick is still very popular. So let's go and check out the packaging here. This is one of the select figures in a larger package. On the side here, John Wick deluxe action figure with accessories. Here he is on the side, looking pretty good, Keanu Reeves likeness. And in the package we've got a large coin, some extra hands, looks like some smaller coins, pretty cool. I see a bunch of guns, looks like a belt with some different holsters on it. I see an alternate hand with a pencil. I remember that was an ongoing sort of gag that he's so skilled to kill somebody with simply a pencil. This pistol in the case looks great. Room for extra clips. Another pistol. And his dog. Here's the back of the package. John Wick. A little bio on him. Bunch of accessories. They are looking great. There's a barcode in case that helps anybody. So no further ado, let's open this guy up. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out, and he does come with quite a bit of stuff. He has a very large silver coin, which will be size accurate for you or me. He's got a wooden case with a pistol and a couple of other ammo magazines inside of it. He's got a single gold coin. He's got several gold coins put into a pile. He's got 2 alternate hands, totaling 4 interchangeable hands. He's got a belt with a whole bunch of guns and ammo clips on it. He's got another pistol, a machine gun, and his dog. But before we look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figure. So the first thing I noticed, this guy's a giant, much like the previous Diamond Select John Wick figure. Looks like he's going to be sharing a lot of parts with that guy. So his face sculpt here, I can definitely tell it's Keanu Reeves. It looks a lot like him, although something's a little off there. Very similar to the first one, although I like the fact that his head is normal and not bloodied up and damaged. You can see his facial hair here, his goatee, long hair parted in the middle. Head looks pretty decent. He's wearing a black suit, and all black at that. Black jacket, black vest, black tie, black shirt. I love suited action figures. I can do a lot with them in my action figure world. This guy looks pretty good so far. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Decent dress shoes. Overall, this figure looks pretty good. Curious to see if there are any new parts from the old one or if it's all reuse. And then, here's the figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's take a look at his accessories. Let's start off with this oversized coin. It's sort of the only accessory that isn't for him. Kind of works for you and me. This thing's got a skull in the middle. Whole bunch of logo. Looks like some stuff written in Latin here. Now when looking at this coin, it has a sort of piece here. It almost looks like you should be able to sort of push in, open it up, but doesn't seem like it actually does anything. Here on the other side. And now let's check out the accessories actually intended for him, starting off with his hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. In his right hand, he's holding a pencil. I remember in the first film, they mentioned he's able to kill somebody with only a pencil. Very impressive. In his left hand, he's holding one of those assassin coins. Pretty cool for him to be holding a gold coin and presenting it to somebody. And here's his other pair of hands. They're both gripping hands. His right hand here has a trigger finger. Obviously, he's intended to hold a gun. His left hand here, simply a gripping hand. It can probably also hold a gun if I were to guess. Now let's check out his belt. This thing has 2 pistols and 3 magazines attached to it. And one thing I found out really cool about this thing is that every magazine and pistol is removable from this. I was not expecting that, and I'm very pleased to have this. One thing I do want to mention, all 4 of the pistols this guy comes with have at least a slightly different sculpt, different kinds of pistols. I think that's really cool. They could have cheaped out and just made the same one 4 different times. But they went all out with his weapons. Here he is with the belt off. And here he is with the belt on. Now I must say, this belt simply does not work. It might just be my version, but I'm pretty sure they're all going to have the same problem. I get how it attaches. One side has a little peg, fits into the peg hole on the other side of the belt. I messed with this thing for over 10 minutes and it just does not attach securely. This belt is an epic fail, and that really sucks because it's such a cool accessory. Has all these removable guns and magazines, but it just does not actually function the way it should. You cannot get the peg to go through the hole, and if you do, it comes right back out. Extremely disappointed with this belt, especially because it was so cool and had such cool potential. Here he is holding the first gun from that belt, and then the second smaller gun from the belt. Now let's look at his wooden case. This thing has some nice detail on it. You can see the wood finish to it. It's hinged, it can't open. My hinge is a little messed up. Got to kind of work with it as to not break it, which is the smoothest I've had, but when putting it back down, you can hear it gets a little messed up there. Not too bad. Very nice accessory. You open it up, it's got his pistol and two other clips in there. Looking fantastic. Here's the case with the gun and clips removed. Love the fact that they're removable and not just a display piece. Here he is holding the pistol from that case. Like I said before, all four of his pistols are at least a little bit different. And next, let's check out his fourth pistol. Has pretty nice sculpting detail over it. I can see all kind of sculpting at the top where the chamber is, on the handle. It's a basic looking pistol, but they definitely added some detail to it. Here he is holding this pistol, probably the most natural one to fit into his hand. Here are all four of his pistols together, and like I said before, they're all at least a little bit different. Here's his large machine gun. This thing is solid black, but has a ton of sculpting detail all over it. Look at the barrel, look at the magazine sticking out, look at the handle, the scope up top. This thing looks fantastic. Here he is holding this weapon. Trigger figure fits into the trigger area just fine. Looking nice. He can hold it with either one hand or with two. Here are his gold coins. He's got one single and then a group of four of them together. They have no actual detail on them and they're extremely small. You drop this small one on the carpet, you're never going to find it again. So be careful with these. It is pretty cool for him to be able to exchange this with somebody else, just like in the film. Here's the gold coin that's in his left hand, permanently attached. Probably better to have this than trying to put that single coin in his hand and dropping it. Now I'm probably going to end up keeping these gold coins in his little case here. That way they don't get lost. And honestly, this case here is probably going to go to Two-Face Harvey Dent in my Batman world. Here's John Wick's dog from the second film. All gray. Little white patch on the chest here. Zero articulation. Made of soft material, you can kind of bend around a little bit. Here it is, next to the dog from the first film that came with the previous Diamond Select John Wick release. A little bit smaller than the new dog, but it was quite a young puppy in the first film. Here's the Diamond Select version on the right, compared with the Mafex version of the dog from the second film on the left. And here's his dog next to a whole bunch of other dogs in my action figure collection. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out the height of this guy. And this guy is a giant. Diamond Select toys are some of the largest toys that I collect. They're on the larger end of the full 7-inch scale. But this guy here is even bigger than your average Diamond Select figure. That is about my only complaint about this guy. He looks good, he moves good, but he's way too freaking tall. So from bottom to top, this guy is sitting at about 7.8 inches tall. And bear in mind, this is a 7-inch scale company. And that's going to translate to about 20 centimeters. Next, let's check out his articulation. So starting with his head here, and I'm not sure what kind of connection his head is on, but it moves very odd. It feels like it's stuck, like I'm just going to wiggle it off, but it doesn't break. Pretty odd. Doesn't feel like a traditional ball joint in there. His head can move from side to side. Go down about that far, up about that far. His shoulders are on ball joint. They got about 90 degrees, maybe a little bit less. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. There is a bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows below that. His wrist can rotate around, and it's hinged as well. He's got a ball joint in his torso area here, allowing him to swivel, and that allows him to go forward and back a little bit as well. Does have a traditional waist swivel below that. His legs can go out about 90 degrees. They're not on a ball joint. They sort of have a hook that attaches onto a sort of peg inside of there. Then go forward about that far, which is pretty nice. Back about that far. He's got the thigh cut below that. He's got double jointed knees below that. Then go all the way in. And his foot here, it can go up and down a little bit. It can tilt and rock, and it can rotate in addition to that. Here's John Wick being threatened by pretty much everyone in the city. Here's a whole bunch of suited action figures, all with their pistols pointing directly at his head. This is supposed to be sort of a callback to one of the posters from the original John Wick film. Next, let's check him out compared with some other action figures, starting off with some other John Wick figures. Here he is next to the Diamond Select John Wick from the first film. And it actually looks like the second John Wick is a hair taller, and that first one was a giant as well. So let's see which parts are reused and which ones are not. Starting with their feet here. Their shoes definitely appear to be exactly the same. And for that matter, their legs and crotch from the waist down appear to be identical. And I'll say, looking above, it looks like the entire top part is different. The hands are different. The sleeves on the jacket are different. Obviously the vest on his torso area is different. And the heads are different as well. So it looks like they use the same bottom half, totally different top halves. Here he is next to the Mafex John Wick figures. On the left, the white shirt from John Wick, the first film. And on the right, from John Wick Chapter 2. And here's my entire collection of John Wick figures. You've got the Mafex figures if you're more into the 6 or 6.5 inch scale. And then you've got the Diamond Select if you're more into the 7 inch scale. But honestly, this guy's an anomaly. He's almost 8 inches tall. Here he is next to a Keanu Reeves figure from the Matrix films. I actually got rid of all my Matrix figures a while ago, as they were either pre-posed in horrible positions or too small for my collection. I held on to this guy because he's kind of like a regular looking guy. He's got bladed up eyes, bandana covering them. I thought I could still use him in some action figure scenarios. I don't think I have any other Keanu Reeves figures. I wish NECA would make an Ultimate Bill and Ted from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I'm not interested in their Mego retro type figures. I'd also definitely get a Keanu Reeves figure from Constantine. And now, let's check him out compared with some action figures from different various companies to see how he fits in both scale and style wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Here he is with some of his DST or Diamond Select Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from Diamond Select Toys. I definitely wanted to show him next to Bullock from Gotham, as he's one of the largest Diamond Select figures I have, but not nearly as big as John Wick. And here he is next to 4 more lines from Diamond Select. And here he is next to some McFarlane action figures. And next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. Then with some NECA figures. Here he is with some Mattel wrestling figures. And here he is next to some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. And here he is next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And with some Mafex figures. Then with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. So overall, this is a pretty decent figure. This guy looks good, he moves good, his accessories are excellent. If I were to rate this figure, I would give him a 7 out of 10, and I would have easily given him an 8 out of 10 if he was, number 1, a little bit shorter, half an inch would make a huge difference with this guy. And number two, if this freaking belt accessory would work properly, that thing is absolutely amazing, and it's such a shame that it won't attach to him very well. That thing is still even cool without its functionality, but would have been so much better if you could actually use it properly. Looking forward to the next John Wick figure from Diamond Select. It's a sort of relaxed John Wick. It looks like he's in a white sweatshirt of sorts. Looking pretty cool. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.